wherever you are in the world, greetings.
Look forward to coming to Colombo, to Mumbai, and to Bangalore.
Life is too short. We don't have the past, and we certainly don't know about the future. What we have is the present, the power of now. And to me, we spend more than half our lives at work. People say 70%, 80%. Make sure you love what you're doing, whether it's as a professional or as an entrepreneur. Make sure you're in love with what you do.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the PeopleHum interview series. This is your host Vanessa at LeadersHum. PeopleHum is an end-to-end, one-view integrated human capital management automation platform, the winner of the 2019 Global COVEY Award for HCM that is specifically built for crafted employee experiences and the future of work. We run the PeopleHum blog and the video channel, which receives upwards of 200,000 visitors a year and publish around 2 interviews with well-known names globally every month. We have with us today Gautam Ganglani. As the Chief Energizing Officer of Right Selection Speakers, Gautam has worked closely with world-renowned authors and global thought leaders. He's expanded his business of global speaker engagement and thought leadership publishing from the Gulf to Asia in 2019. Gautam's work involves networking with top speakers, personalities, and helping bridge learning and development platforms with corporates. In the past, Gautam has partnered with corporate professionals to build meaningful, long-lasting relationships by applying the breaking bread philosophy so that they can make a difference to their lives and transform their companies to achieve greater heights of success. We can't wait to hear about that from Gautam. So Gautam, as CEO, could you tell us about how Right Selection Speakers came into being and the great work that you do there?
Thank you, Vanessa. It's been an absolute pleasure to be on your show. So our organization was set up in 1993 in Dubai, is where we all started. And it's a father and son family business. So we started from the grassroots of having what we call a bookstore that focuses on personal and business transformation. So we very much focused on that niche of books that help you personally develop, whether it's self-esteem, confidence, success, writing skills, whatever area that you could improve yourself personally. So that's one. The business transformation would be in the areas of customer service, sales, strategy, leadership, innovation, and all the areas that every company needs to transform, because learning at the end of the day, as we know, is a continuous journey. So our books were very much focused in that space. We then moved into audios in those days and videos, because obviously we all spent a lot of time traveling in the past, and so be it your car or when you do travel, there was sort of an opportunity to either read books, listen to inspirational audios, or watch the relevant videos to help you personally and professionally. So that was the core business when we started in 93. And then in year 2000, my dad and myself, as we always said, is like, what new value can we bring to the marketplace? And that's a daily mantra that we all say, what new value can we bring? Because you're always doing what you're always doing and providing a good quality of service to your clients. But the question is, what new value can you bring? And so in year 2000, we said, how about we bring the authors of the most popular books for live events, because that takes it to the next level. And what we realized is, at the end of the day, how do we choose those right speakers? And that was done because we said the books that are most popular, it means there's a market, there's an interest in the content of those books, or those subscribers are fans or raving fans of that particular author or the content that he shares. And it's adding value and impact from a content engagement point. So there'll be a certain aspiration for you, for me, to meet our authority or guru or teacher, as we say, be it a Robin Sharma, be it Marshall Goldsmith, Stephen Covey, Ron Kaufman, to name a few. So that's how, from the bookstore to audios to videos to bringing these great speakers for live events, which then led to large organizations engaging these speakers for their annual conferences and summits and engaging them, and ultimately led to executive coaching and delivery of training. So the business really started from the grassroots of a bookstore, and then it grew organically to audios, to videos, to live events, to exclusive in-house events, to one-to-one coaching. And it's been a fantastic family business that I'm really grateful to be a part of for the last 27 plus years.
That is such a great story. You've also mentioned that you owe some of your childhood success to your success to your childhood experiences. So could you speak about that?
Sure. Well, I touched on the topic briefly on coaching. So I've had many coaches, and that's something I really encourage everyone to have, because even the best sports personalities, be it a Sachin Tendulkar, be it a Virat Kohli, be it the Andre Agassi's of the world, they've all had coaches. And to me, coaching is something that I've had the pleasure of having that experience. So one of my many coaches, said to me, "Do you know your why?" This is a few years back, and I said, "No." He said, "Have you read the book by Simon Sinek, Start With Why?" I said, "Yeah, I'm familiar with the book and the the Circle of Life and the Golden Circle, I believe it's called." And he said, "Would you like to find out your why you do what you do?" I said, "Sure, I'm always intrigued." So he dug deep in a one-to-one coaching session and got me to go back into my life as a teenager. And I realized that at the age of 13, I went through a very difficult childhood. I was born and brought up in London, UK. So most of my friends were UK origin. And I went to a particular school at the age of 13. I was bullied. I was teased. I was humiliated. I was made fun of. So it was a very negative, painful, disturbing experience that you go through as a teenager. And my self-esteem had deteriorated. It was very low. My confidence levels were low. I appeared like an introvert, and I had very few friends. Nothing made any sense at all. No purpose, no direction, confusion, lack of clarity, anxiety, stress would be the words that come to mind. I went to my dad. I said, "Papa, nothing makes any sense. I'm completely lost, and please help me." And he said, "I'm going to give you some advice that's going to help you not only now, but for the rest of your life. Before I give you those 3 pieces of advice, first and foremost, I want you to understand that there are 2 things that will be a part of your life, whether you're on a high or you're going through a challenging time." I said, "What are they?" He said, "Change and challenges." He said, "No matter what level you are, you're working, you have your own business, you're hugely successful, you're very affluent, you're struggling. Change and challenges will be omnipresent for the rest of your life." I said, "Makes sense." So once you understand that, there are 3 pieces of advice. When you go through a challenge and a change, personally and professionally, apply these 3 pieces of advice, and I guarantee you, you will have a breakthrough to every challenge. You will have a solution to every problem. You will succeed when you think you're failing. Are you ready for the 3 pieces of advice? I said, "Yes." He said, "Firstly, number 1, surround yourself with the right people. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, encourage you, inspire you, make you feel good about yourself." And that stands personally and professionally, whether it's the family you spend time with, the friends you spend time with, or the customers you spend time with. Surround yourself with the right people. That's number 1. Number 2, continuous learning. Learning is a lifetime journey. Learn through books, learn through audios, learn through videos, learn through people. Learn every single day. Be open to learning, because things change, as we can see. And then third and most importantly is take action. Take massive action. I know many people who read great books. They attend many seminars, listen to podcasts. They feel good. They're inspired. They feel excited, but then they don't do anything about it. That's like the saying which someone told me: to know and not to do is not yet to know, It's like knowing and not doing is worse than, not knowing at all and never knowing, so the absolute key is taking action. So in summary, surround yourself with the right people. Number 1, continuously learn. And third and most important is take action. And so that's the philosophy which I've applied in my business throughout the 25 plus years. And 2020 was no exception. 2020 was full of change and challenges for every one of us. People lost jobs. People's businesses closed. People had to scale down. People had to go online. People had to become digitally savvy. I mean, it was the most disruptive year of my career. And, I'd say that the principle that I learned from Jack Canfield really helped me. And that is E plus R equals O. Event plus response equals outcome. The event could be anything. In this case, the event is COVID. How do you respond to it? Some people responded by reading 3 newspapers a day, watching the news every day, going into a negative mindset and think the world is ending and we're all going to die. There were people with high anxiety, high stress, depression, and literally went backwards in life. And there were those who said, no, I'm going to accept. I cannot change what I cannot change. I'm going to say, what can I do about it? For me, I wrote my book, Breaking Bread. For me, I hosted over 50 webinars with over 25,000 people from never hosting a webinar in my life. I built goodwill. I built my brand. I provided value. I raised money for feeding children through our company. We did everything possible to give back, make a difference in this 2020. So as I look back, was it a difficult year? Yes. Was I financially successful? No. But I had happiness and fulfillment because I accepted what I couldn't change. I helped others who were in genuine need. And you realize you had a lot to be grateful for despite all these challenges. So with that kind of response, you knew that 2020 was a year of deep personal and professional transformation.
This was such an insightful answer. Thank you so much for sharing such a personal part of your life with us. It was really inspiring to me, and I'm sure it's going to be for our readers too.
My pleasure, Vanessa.
So, Gautam, since you spoke about the importance of having a coach in your life, would you say there are certain leadership qualities that unite great leaders universally?
To me, I think for every successful leader, and I learned this again from Marshall Goldsmith, every successful leader is open to having a coach for a start. Because to me, we need a coach in every area of your life. People think of a coach as just a business coach, but you can have a branding coach, you can have a fitness coach, you can have a business coach, a strategy coach. There are many coaches. You have to see which areas do you feel that you would like to excel in and uplift yourself and upskill and be open and receptive. Many leaders I've met said, I've been in business 20 years, I don't need a coach. That's the kind of leader that is not going to last very long or be very successful. The idea of being open to change, open to receiving guidance from others, and having no ego, being grounded, being humble. These are some of the attributes that all the great leaders have. So that's the sort of thoughts that come to my mind with that question.
All right. So moving on to our next question. So although our circle grows as we progress at work, I believe that networking is nothing less than an art, and it has to be mastered in order to gain the upper hand. So in that light, could you speak a little bit about networking and ways to go about it?
Sure. It's a question that I really appreciate you asking. And for me, reason is because it's something that is so important to each one of us. To me, if you understand what networking is, it can genuinely transform you personally and transform your business. It's something that's spoken about day in, day out, but it's misunderstood in my opinion. People network saying, give examples. You attend an event. I see people who go there and they're exchanging cards as fast as possible saying, yes, I networked. I met 30 people. I got 30 cards. To me, that's not networking. That's, some people call it hunting. Some people call it as transactional, but it's certainly not networking. Some people attend events and just meet the people that they know and they're familiar with. That's not networking as well. To me, it's networking. As we're breaking the word, it's a net full of people, and you're working at the room, and you need to work strategically. So to me, I follow the philosophy of less is more. My goal when I attend an event is to have 5 quality conversations. So once I come across someone that I'd like to meet, I would definitely meet them, get to know them personally, professionally. In an event, typically when you attend an event, many people attend the event, they have their tea, coffee, have their lunch, learn, take notes, and leave the event. They've missed out on networking. To me, when you attend a full day event in a hotel, or even online, I'll share that example. But when you meet a person in a hotel, you have a tea, coffee break when you arrive. That's an opportunity to meet 2 or 3 people you don't know. The table you sit at, don't sit at a table when you know people. Sit at a table you don't know people. So you get a chance to interact with people you don't know and familiarize yourself. There are a lot of great open-ended questions. And the best networkers, although I love speaking, I've learned over time, the best networkers are those who are the best listeners. They ask great questions. We've heard the 70-30 rule. It's 70% is asking questions and listening, and 30% is talking. So when you are listening well and you finish a conversation, a person walks away feeling, wow, what a great person. What a fantastic, I really built good rapport with him. That's a really person I like. I'd like to stay in touch with that person. I say, why? I mean, I hardly spoke, but you made him feel good about himself. You made him feel important. You got him a chance to share. You gave him a listening ear. So with all those things that you did, by listening, asking open-ended question, breaking down the barrier of formality of just work and just asking, what are your hobbies? What are your passions? What book are you reading? What movie have you watched? You've removed the formality. It's sort of like what I call a professional friendship that you build, because you typically won't ask those questions at work, but you'd ask them from your friends and family. But bring some of those questions. Obviously, there's a fine line, but bring some of the generic questions into your professional space so you can remove the formality of speaking between one person and the other. And to me, that is sort of an important part of networking. So you build meaningful relationships. Breaking Bread, the book I've just written, is sort of a part of my entire journey. We've never had a salesperson or sales executive in our company in 27 years. Nobody in our company has ever had the designation of salesman, sales executive, sales manager. We've had people who are what I call relationship marketeers. I've hosted over 150 dinners, thanks to my better half, where we've hosted these dinners and had our clients, our suppliers home with their spouses. You brought them into the most personal space in your life, which is your home. They've had a home-cooked meal. You've had a positive energy exchange because they've come to your space. You're not wearing a suit and a tie and being very formal. You're wearing casual clothing, so you're therefore mentally, emotionally relaxed. You're having an informal conversation. You're having a home-cooked meal, which you normally would have with friends and family. So you built a meaningful relationship. And that to me is really a core part of my sort of experience. And just to add some relevancy to the virtual world we live in, people have asked me, Gautam, I get this breaking bread, but I can't have breakfast, lunch, dinner, coffee with everyone. And in today's world, in a virtual world, everything's online. I said, it's all about the mindset. Are you open to learning? They said, yes. Okay. Let me give you some real examples. When you wish someone happy birthday, how do you wish them? The person would say, I send them a message on Facebook and say happy birthday, or I send them a WhatsApp and say happy birthday. I said, that's not the breaking bread way. They said, what? So how do I do it? I said, to me, everyone sends a WhatsApp message and everyone does a Facebook message. But did you have an emotional exchange, or you just did it so that the tick box, I've wished them, I've congratulated them? To me, I do a voice note as a birthday message. I send a video as a birthday message, or I send a photograph with a message. A photograph and a video and a voice message. Those are three ways that I would consider as the breaking bread way of networking, because there's an emotional engagement. When you see a photo of your friend or your client at a special occasion that you may have met them at, it brings back positive memories. You connect with their hearts and their minds. When you share a voice note, they can feel the positive energy exchange through the voice. If you show a video, they can see your facial expressions. Oh, wow. Say, happy birthday, Vanessa. I can't be there for your special occasion. Have a fantastic day. My best wishes for a great year ahead. You feel, wow, I heard his voice. I saw him. You'll definitely keep me in mind compared to the hundreds of Facebook messages. So that's another great example of basically every time you communicate, email, WhatsApp, social media, phone, you need to have an emotional exchange of energy to really build a quality, meaningful relationship, which is what I call networking.
Yeah, these were really wonderful tips. And it's true, networking is so much deeper. It requires effort. Yeah. So Gautam, coming to the end of our interview, do you have any passing remarks for our audience?
The only passing remarks, and I say there's so much learning, but I really go back to the 3 principles of my dad, because to me, life is too short. We don't have the past, and we certainly don't know about the future. What we have is the present, the power of now. And to me, we spend more than half our lives at work. People say 70%, 80%. Make sure you love what you're doing, whether it's, as a professional or as an entrepreneur. Make sure you're in love with what you do. So coming back to the 3 principles, be it family, be it friends, be it your colleagues at work, be it the people you do business with. Make sure you surround yourself with people who uplift you, encourage you, are positive, and make you feel good about yourself. Let's make sure, because your surroundings will dictate how you feel, and how you feel will be the kind of response you have, And then continuously learn new things, new skills, or even upskill yourself. Be open to learn from people. The world is changing fast, so you need to constantly be open to learning and enjoy that journey. And above all, take action. When you take action, you bring new value into your life. Sometimes you'll succeed, but you'll always learn. You'll always improve. So to me, apply those 3 principles in your personal and professional life, because I believe, from my experience, you'll be happier, more fulfilled, abundantly grateful, and successful.
Thank you so much for that, Gautam. That was really an insightful interview. Thanks so much for taking time and sharing your knowledge with us.
My pleasure, Vanessa. It's been an absolute pleasure and privilege to be on your podcast, and I look forward to staying closely connected. My best wishes to you as well.
Thank you, Gautam.